Welcome, I am XLRI, a student of the PGDM General Management Program at XLRI Jamshedpur. And today we have with us Mr. Umar Ali Shaikh, the Chief Executive Officer of ATOS Systems and Solutions Private Limited. Mr. Umar has began his journey as a sales professional around 30 years ago. He has been with ATOS India since 14 years and has steadily grown into leadership roles. He has led multicultural and multi-geographic teams across various geographies like India and overseas. So, sir, let's begin.
Okay.
So, sir, from your MBA in Marketing and Finance, which you did from Utkal University, which idea do you think from that time still helps you today?
Well, there are many, but if I have to pick and choose suddenly, as you ask me the question, then there are two very prominent thoughts that come to my mind. One is a creative event that we engaged ourselves into, which compelled us to think out of the box. It was about creating a marketing pitch for a product which is unconventional, and we had to create a pitch about that unconventional product that made us think quite deep to decide what is the correct marketing pitch that we can create to convince buyers. So that is one thing that stays very fresh on my mind, which compelled us to think deep. And if I have to relate that to what I am doing today in my work or our work that we do in our corporate life, if you think and think well and think deep, then there is a higher probability of coming out with a positive and right solution. So this is one instance that come to my mind. And then I was very much impressed and intrigued by the motivational theories that we studied in organizational behavior. Used to be one of my subjects, and that is something that stays still with me, especially the Hodgeberg's XY theory and Maslow's pyramid. I think these are the two things which is fresh in my memory from the time that I was doing my MBA.
Right. So basically pushing your boundaries and application of the concept.
Yes.
That's really nice to hear. So coming to your blog in the CEO Insights, you describe a 10-point success mantra.
Yeah.
So which point do you think has changed the most for you over the last years?
The first one. So it's a 10-point success mantra. I call it the power of 10. And there are 10 things that I feel that we all should keep very close to our heart, so that we are able to go a bit ahead or a step ahead when we are compared with the equals. I always say that when somebody has to choose the best among equals, how that person decides that you are the one which is the best among the equals. So these 10 mantras or 10 points that I hold very close to myself. Out of these 10, the first one is, I guess, is the most significant and important. And the first one is belief, Vishwas. I think if you do not believe in what you are doing, if you do not believe in what you are, if you do not believe in yourself, you do not believe in the surroundings that you are in, that is the biggest showstopper for you as you move ahead. And there are other 9 points, but if you want to ask me the most important one, in the first one, which is belief.
Right, sir. So the idea of differentiating yourself basically stands out the most.
Of course, the whole the journey and the process is about differentiator. I don't deny that, and there are many other factors and aspects that will differentiate you, but the fundamental root for you to be standing and creating a differentiator is the belief in yourself or belief in what you are doing. I think that is the biggest pillar, I would say, among the 10 pointers that I hold as the guiding pillars for me to move ahead in my professional journey.
Very true, sir. So, coming to the next question, you say that you practice management by walking around
Yes,
and a walk along coaching style as well.
yes.
So, tell us a moment where that clearly changed an outcome.
Well, people perceive, and perception is formed by certain morphological observations and actions. You perceive about a person by the way he or she dresses, the car the person drives, the biodata that you read about the person on LinkedIn or elsewhere, the institute or the work or things like that. And that's a perception, and there is nothing wrong in forming that perception. However, if there is a good perception that you form, and when you interact with a person for few minutes or few hours, there is a possibility and likelihood that the perception would change. Good or bad, I do not know. Likewise, if you have a perception about a person which is not so good, but after you meet the person, there is a likelihood that the perception would still change. And what is the common factor in this? The common factor is that you took the initiative to interact with that person rather than forming a perception by the information that you have around you about that person. So, MBWA, management by walking around, is something very similar. So, when you are leading an organization, when you are leading a team, and there are people who are there in your team, it is, I call it the power of tapping the shoulder.
Okay.
So when you are on the floor and you are walking and you are a leader, people look up to you as a leader. And when you walk up to an employee which could be multiple levels junior to you and stand next to the person, put your hand around the shoulder or just stand next and ask, how are you today? And how was your journey from your home to office? Or how are things otherwise? Any question. That creates a very big icebreaker or a positive impact when a leader walks up to your desk and talks to you. And I have seen that impact quite a lot. It creates a bond. It breaks the stereotype. It makes the other person very comfortable, and likewise. So I strongly recommend that as leaders we must engage with our people as much as possible. Even if it is 1 or 2 or 3 words or sentences, it is important that we engage in person. I know when you are in multi-location, multi-geography, this may not be something which is practically possible that you walk in person, but what is the harm in having a video call or having a general chat and knowing about that person beyond what the person is doing? There is no harm, and it is quite possible in the virtual world. So walking around literally doesn't mean that you need to walk around on the floor. It could also be walking around by having a discussion with a person to know more about him or her and letting them know more about you, so that there is a lot more cohesive environment that gets created in a formal setting.
Right. So this, I think, basically highlights the power of social connections and the way you treat people.
I will say it is power of ice breaking. It's a power of breaking the core circular zone. Everybody has their own zone around them, right? So it's kind of a breaking that zone and making that person open up and make comfortable.
Right, sir. So you keep current through books, journals, and forms.
Yes.
So what does your learning week actually look like?
Learning week.
Yes.
Learning week as in WEEK,
Yes.
week, learning week. Okay. So, well, I mean, we all are learning, right? What we studied 30 years ago, we are not really, applying it at all. And whatever is happening around us, it is about we updating ourselves to stay relevant, to stay current, and to relevant. So I learn things every week, something new. I'm not immediately able to recall what I learned this week, but I definitely learned something which always is good to know. And I have this phrase of accepting that if something that say you tell me or someone else tells me there is no harm in saying that, oh, is it? I didn't know. And there is no harm in saying that. I don't know everything. I'm learning. So, yes, every week something new comes up, something new you learn.
Totally agree, sir. So you have completed your executive programs from HEC Paris and INSEAD. So what's one thing each program has added to your leadership?
Okay, so both programs are different. The first program on HEC Paris was something that gave a very international perspective to the way we look at our professional life. It was exposure to the way, let's say, another organization works outside of your current organization in a different industry in a different country. Okay, so that's a very different exposure for you, right? I mean, so you are working in a multinational company belonging to country A, which is into IT, but then you get exposed to an organization which is not into IT but in a country B. So that was quite profound, I would say, the way that exposure. So this is the first part. I would say that is something that came out as one of the learnings. There are many other, but this is one of them. And the second program was, the second one really pushed your thinking process to the brink. Okay, we had to do a project which we need to conceptualize that project, and project was an integral part of for us to qualify for and qualify and get the certificate. And that project, designing that project and the way it was articulated and conducted and evaluated, that really compelled at least my thinking ability to the brink. You think and think and think and think, and then you design and you innovate and present the idea. So that probably was quite revealing for me as a leader, that it is possible. When you start that project, you simply feel lost in that, how will you do it? But when you are compelled to think over a period of 1 year, and when you do it and you present it, you say, oh yeah, it is doable, it is possible. So I think these are the two different takeaways.
Those are great insights, sir. So coming to the next part, while reading about you, I came to know that you aim to promote environmentally conscious and decarbonized practices. So can you let us know of one decision that you took to cut emissions without hurting the delivery?
Okay, so we did a very simple thing. Okay, so we had this water dispensing machine in our office. Okay, and you have got multiple water dispensing machines, which typically gets a PET bottle which is inverted, and then you have lots of paper cups, and people come and drink and throw the paper cup in a big dustbin, right. And then that dustbin gets recycled every day multiple times. And then I went and I read saying that, about this paper cups, what is the carbon usage of creating or what is the carbon factor of creating one paper cup. And then we decided that we will get rid of this large PET bottle, because we used to have stacks of PET bottles in the office, stacked one over another, because people drink water, right? I mean, you have to drink water. So PET bottles are being stored. You are using paper cups and thousands of paper cups to drink, and you are disposing it. So we took a decision that we will get rid of the dispensing machine, and we will get rid of paper cups. So we decided to go for a RO unit in the organization. First time that we did in India for our organization. And we got rid of the PET bottle dispensing unit, and we got rid of all the paper cups. So we had glasses, and people were supposed to reuse the glass and clean it and drink it again. And we also got rid of all the mineral water bottles from the office, and we got all glass bottles and glasses and glass bottles, so that we recycle it. I mean, reuse it, not recycle, but reuse it. So that is one instance which comes to my mind that we did it, and we did it about 4 years ago.
That was, I would say, really nice implementation of concepts. So coming to the next question, so you have worked across India, South Asia, the Middle East, and the Europe. So what's the universal about earning customer trust, and what must change by culture?
Okay, trust is same. Okay, I think it is not different anywhere. Okay, the concept of trust is same everywhere. Okay, I think it is not different here in India than in Middle East or in let's say Asia Pacific or in UK or something like that. It is the same. Okay, you tell the truth and people will take the truth. Okay, the only difference probably is that at some places people take you on face value and then they realize that okay, you are not truthful. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying that is what happened, but I'm just giving an example. In some geography, you tell them something, they trust you and take you on face value, and when they find that you are not told the truth, then you lose it for a long time. Okay, in some geographies the same thing happens, but there is a possibility of building it back. In some geographies you simply can't build it back, you just lose it. It's binary, it is either there or not there. But the concept and the process and the fundamentals of truthfulness is same everywhere. Okay, that is the first point. And what was your second part of the question?
So second part of what must change by culture?
What must change by culture in what? In India?
With varying culture, what strategy? Like, should the strategy be same or should it be different?
No. Strategy has to be different from different cultures. It has to be different, but the fundamentals will remain same. But you have to adapt to the local dynamics of geography that you are working. For example, let's say timing or days of working or dress sense or the way of socializing, like that. Those are the things which may have to be tweaked to the typical different countries. Otherwise, largely the umbrella centric methodology of winning a customer, submission of proposal, proposal defense, technical solutioning, all that largely is similar. Right? It's not same, but it is similar. But yes, geography wise, certain things you tweak, you change to the localized flavor of that particular country.
Right, sir. Agreed. Thanks for your insights again. So another question would be, so you advise leaders to build a strong first line of defense.
Yes.
Right. So how do you assess that layer in, say, about a week or so?
It is very difficult to assess that in a week.
Maybe a bit larger time frame.
No, what you can do is you can try and decide whether you want to continue beyond a week or not. That is something which you can assess in a week. Right. Okay, in first week you can decide, okay, this is the person. Okay, I think I can continue to work with this person for beyond a week. That's something which is possible in first week. Okay, you decide whether you want to continue beyond 1 week or not. And it's very rarely that it happens that you decide within a week that you don't want to work with a person. Normally you try and take more time, but you come to know over a period of time. You come to know from the perspective of commitment versus delivery, from the perspective of the way of communication, from the perspective of truthfulness, from the perspective of accountability. You come to know over a period of time as you interact more and more. You come to know. So this is something which comes with experience, comes with working with various people across various levels and various experiences, coming from various cultures. You gets embedded into you over a period of time. So this is something which probably you cannot read on a book and start implementing from tomorrow. It is out of experience and interactions.
Right. So it's the experience that you accumulate by getting yourself out there.
Yes.
In different kind of cultures.
Yes.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your insights. It has been really great having a conversation with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir.